Dricus du Plessis actually gets it done against Robert the Reaper Whittaker. And I was wrong. Guys. And I'll be the first to admit it. But you know what? I'm not even mad. I said it would have been more interesting if Dricus wins, because Robert Whittaker has already fought Izzy 2 times, lost him both times. The second time, 50-50 fight. But it's more interesting now that Dricus actually beat him, and he didn't just beat him by like some bullshit decision. He actually TKO'd him. So this makes it way more interesting in the middleweight division now, because now we have a great contender versus Izzy, who actually has a pretty good chance of beating him. That weird, awkward style of Dricus actually worked out against Robert Whittaker when nobody thought it would. And the first round went as I expected. Dricus looked pretty decent. Rob couldn't really get his game plan going on him. But I expected in the second round Rob to pick it up, but he just couldn't. He looked pretty decent in the second round. It wasn't like it was clearly Dricus beating him. Robert looked like he was making some adjustments, and he was actually, looking like he was going to win a 29-28 decision. But, man, Dricus, he got it done. I guess he really does have a shit ton of power when he just clips you. Because it didn't even look like a hard punch. It was like a jab almost, and it just drops Rob. And from there on, it was over. Rob never got time to recover. And Dricus wasn't stupid either. We always call him stupid, saying his fight IQ is so low. But, he went to the body, which really killed off Robert Whittaker at the end. And he just couldn't. He had no answer for him after. So, you know what? It really worked out this time. And I'm happy about it. I'm slowly becoming more and more of a fan of Dricus, especially at the post-fight speech when Izzy came out there and calling him the N-word a bunch of times. It's kind of makes me just want Dricus to go knock his ass out. But I've been wanting everybody to knock out Izzy for a while. But you know what? And I got it wrong, but it is what it is. It's a fight game. But let's move on to the other fights. Alexander Volkanovski beats the crap out of Yair Rodriguez, just as I predicted. I should have made a video, bro. You guys would have seen it. You would have seen that video. 100%. I got every single thing right. I said Volkanovski was going to take him down the first round, because look at the success that Holloway had against Yair on the ground in the 4th and 5th round. I was like, Volkanovski is clearly going to take him down in the first round. He's going to slow him down a lot. And I was thinking in the second round it was going to be a little bit more even, but Volk just took him down in the second round and beat his ass probably worse than the first round, And then the third one, he decided to stay standing, which wasn't the smartest idea in my opinion at first, but it worked out. He landed a massive right hand, and it was over from there. It was like a big brother moment, really, when he slammed him onto the ground like that. That was good stuff, man. But it didn't surprise me at all. I noticed that Yair is pretty one-dimensional. He has pretty decent submission game, but this isn't Josh Emmett. Let's be real. Josh Emmett is the fraud of the division. He got 2 robbery decisions back-to-back, and then gets an interim title shot. And of course, he gets pummeled by somebody that's actually top tier. But Volk isn't Josh Emmett. He doesn't have that little gremlin, goblin-looking style where he just swings massive overrights or overhands and hopes to land on you. And yet, the little gremlin actually landed on Yair. So, just shows to his striking defense. His striking defense has a lot to improve over there, clearly. But hey, I'm not mad. Good decision, good fights, good card. 290 was a success. Jalen Turner, overrated as shit. He'll never be a champion. He'll never be anything. I'll probably make another video about it, to be honest. Can't even be. Dan Hooker was supposed to be a layup to him. That was supposed to be a layup fight for Jalen Turner, and yet he still failed on that, bro. Lose another split decision, and it's not a robbery. It was clearly 2-1, but man, he ain't gonna be shit, bro, to be honest. He gets dropped by Dan Hooker. I get it, Dan Hooker has heavy hands, but come on, you freaking weight bully. You're supposed to easily pummel Dan Hooker. But apparently Dan Hooker has a rejuvenated chin, because he gets a flush head kick to the face and just takes it. It's the blonde hair, apparently. But I don't think Jalen Turner will ever be shit. He'll never be anything in the division. He has 0 chance of becoming a champion. Can't beat Mateusz Gamrot, who has pillow hands, and all he had was his wrestling. But, it is what it is, I guess. But hold on a second. Let's go back on that Jalen Turner hatred. This man is so overhyped. Like, who did he beat? Nobody. He hasn't beaten nobody, and people think that he's going to be the next champion. I've seen all these edits people making on Instagram. The next champion, this, that, and he's always reposting everything. Bro, Jalen Turner knocked out a bunch of cans, tried to move up to 170 where he should have been in the first place, gets knocked out cold by Vicente Luque, moves back down, decides to be a weight bully, misses weight, and then loses to Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's a washed-up Dan Hooker. This isn't even Dan Hooker of 4 or 5 years ago. This is Dan Hooker of today who got knocked out by Arnold Allen. Like, pillow hands all Arnold Allen. But, I mean, this is what Dricus was supposed... This was supposed to happen to Dricus, you know, on the pay-per-view. He was supposed to get fraud checked, but I guess Dricus really isn't a fraud. I guess he really is top tier. He just has some weird freaking awkward style of fighting, you know? His stance looks weird. He kind of stands like an old man, but I guess it works out for Dricus. But yeah, Jalen Turner's kind of an overhyped can crusher, so he'll never be anything. That's my take on him, at least. I think I'm gonna make another video about Jalen Turner being an overhyped can crusher. So stay tuned for that one. I have to make that video, to be honest, because he's had so much hype just to get fraud checked by Mateusz Gamrot, but people had that built-in excuse. It's not a stylistic matchup. It's not a stylistic matchup. Well, guess what? If you're going to be the champion, not every matchup is going to be your stylistic matchup. Not everyone's going to be a striker that has a reach disadvantage, that's shorter than you, that has clearly been shown to have a bad chin at this point, and yet he still loses. Dan Hooker just fraud checked Jalen Turner horribly. And people are saying, oh, that was such a good fight. That was such a good fight. Yeah, it was a good fight, but he should have knocked him out in the first round. There's really no reason he shouldn't have, and yet he didn't, and he lost by split decision, which should have been a unanimous decision loss. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna 100% have to make another video about that. He's been getting hyped up like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, and then Moreno and Pantoja fought. That was a freaking great fight. Super close fight, but clearly Pantoja won that fight. I don't know why people are saying Moreno won that fight. It was pretty clear Pantoja. Even though it was the rounds that he was winning weren't the most entertaining. It was a lot through just control time and stuff like that. But you know, he gets it done. He's 3-0 versus Moreno, and I don't want to see another rematch. I'm tired of hearing Moreno in these title rematches after title rematches. He gets a draw against Davidson Figueiredo, and then he submits Figueiredo after he's having a horrible weight cut. But you know what? Good win, good on him. And then they have a rematch. He loses by decision, while Figueiredo took his time off. Moreno knocks out Kai Kara-France, and then gets a TKO victory over Figueiredo. But I think Figueiredo just has too bad of weight cuts. And now he loses to Pantoja for the second time professionally. I just don't want to hear about him getting another title shot, like an immediate one. Bro, throw him back in the rankings. He's never defended his title even once. He always loses it on the first defense. So make him fight at least, 2-3 up-and-comers. And then if he beats them all, then he give him the title shot. I'm kind of tired of him being up in the title shot. That's all he's been doing is rematches on rematches. Like, we need some fresh blood up there, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's my take on 290. Peace out, guys.